And last but not least is 1440, in partnership with Hims. Good morning! It's Thursday, July 16th, and we're gazing out windows from across the world via the internet. That's not depressing at all. Need to know. COVID-19 reaches the State House. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt, that's a Republican, said yesterday he was self-isolating after contracting the coronavirus, becoming the first U.S. governor to publicly reveal a positive test. Okay. He'll have antibodies now. The state's daily case count has steadily risen since February to 16 cases per day for every 100,000 people, but still remains outside the top 15 states when tallying the nation's hotspots. Oklahoma also hosted a Trump campaign rally June 20th in Tulsa, which Stitt attended. See how June 20th. That's what's today again? July 16th. So the June 20th rally, that's completely relevant to the story, right? Completely. See how each state's case count is trending along with their reopening status here. Separately, Walmart, the nation's largest retailer and employer, will require customers to don face masks at all of its locations, including Sam's Club, beginning July 20th. Yes, I got that email from Sam's. Kroger, the country's largest grocery chain, made a similar announcement. The company has become the latest in a string of retailers, including Costco and Best Buy, to make the move. Yep, I don't think I'll be shopping in person for quite a while. See a good roundup of the science of how masks help blunt the spread of the coronavirus here. Yeah, I'm sure it's very scientific. In Washington, D.C., officials downplayed criticism of Dr. Anthony Fauci, the administration's top expert on the panic, by White House trade advisor Peter Navarro. The president said he maintained a strong relationship with Fauci. Yeah, whatever. I hope he loses his job soon. Overseas, China became the first major economy to return to growth, posting a 3.2% rise in GDP in the second quarter. Finally, researchers are getting closer to pinning down the true fatality rate of the virus, a surprisingly difficult figure to calculate. Now, when you keep wanting it to be higher, I'm sure it is difficult to calculate. Estimates show it likely lies between 0.2 to 1%. And there you go. That's what everybody has to just completely change their lives over. 0.2 to 1%. New cases in the U.S. have hovered between 60,000 to 65,000 over the past week, with deaths just over 550 per day. The total case count was 3.5 million, with 137,420 alleged total deaths as of this morning. See the rolling 3-day average here. Chinese sanctions pile up. The U.S. announced yesterday it would sanction employees of Chinese companies, including tech giant Huawei, over their film firm's complicity in alleged human rights abuses. The decision is the latest in an avalanche of sanctions and policy changes aimed at China and its interests. Late Tuesday, President Trump ended Hong Kong's special trade and travel status with the U.S. over a new national security bill imposed by Beijing on the city. The order joined a separate bill allowing U.S. sanctions on banks and institutions found to be undermining Hong Kong's autonomy. Earlier in the day, the United Kingdom announced it would fully ban Huawei equipment from its 5G cellular networks, citing espionage concerns. Yeah, but the full ban, like they have until 2027 to get rid of all the Huawei equipment. That seems like kind of a long time to allow China to still be, backdooring your shit, stealing your information, citing espionage concerns. On Monday, the U.S. rejected all claims of Chinese sovereignty in the South China Sea. U.S. posture toward China is quickly becoming a top election issue, and observers anticipate both Trump and Biden attempting to outflank each other leading into November. Baby bust on the horizon? Every country in the world could see its population shrink by the end of the century, a new study concluded. at least 23 countries may see their populations cut in half. The culprits are aging demographics and lower fertility rates. That's because people keep waiting too long to start having kids, so they have less kids than they used to. Modern populations must average about 2.1 births per woman to maintain their size. Researchers estimate that figure, which was more than 5 in 1960, will fall to 1.7 by 2100. Well, personally, I'm doing my part with the very next upcoming birth. I will have started growing the U.S. population, so you're welcome. The most populated countries were projected to be India, 1.1 billion, Nigeria, 791 million, China, 732 million, and the U.S., 336 million. So white people are going to be a minority, if we're not already. Does that mean that we will be seen as a marginalized group in need of protection? The current top 4 are China, 1.4 billion, India, 1.3 billion, the US, 330 million, and Indonesia, 267 million. The global population was estimated to peak in 2064 at 9.7 billion. Interestingly, the study's reference scenario showed China becoming the world's largest economy in 2035, but predicted the US would regain the top spot by 2098. Oh, that's reassuring. See the full report here. Separately, fatal drug overdoses in the U.S. rose to a record high in 2019 to just under 71,000, reversing a decline seen in 2018. Why did you tack that little tidbit onto the very bottom of this thing about population and fertility and such? That little fact right there should be a part of this up here. This stuff, about the COVID, because those are related. No, people aren't overdosing because they're afraid of the COVID. They're overdosing because their life sucks now that we have implemented our huge, monstrous overreaction to the COVID. Less isn't always more. Hims. It's time to talk about hair loss. No, it isn't fun. And yes, what used to be a forest atop your head is starting to look a bit more like a meadow, but it's perfectly normal. Men worldwide experience hair loss and thinning, and thankfully, there's a treatment. Hims brings men a complete suite of options to make hair loss a worry of the past. Shampoo, vitamins, and topical solutions round out the team, but the real MVP is finasteride. It's an FDA-approved medication, learn more here, that treats hair loss in men by blocking DHT, a natural hormone that speeds up hair loss in men. If you're ready to start getting your hair back, just complete a free online consultation with a licensed medical professional on the Hims telehealth platform from the comfort of your own home. Then sit back and relax. Any prescribed hair loss treatment will be shipped directly to your door for free with worry-free refills. It's time to stop worrying and start taking action. Hims has the options you need to bring back your hair in full force. And if it's not a fit, Hims has a 90-day guarantee. Try it out now. Please support our sponsors. In the know, sports, entertainment, and culture. The 132nd Rose Parade, held annually on New Year's Day in Pasadena, California, is canceled for the first time since World War II due to COVID-19. Yeah, you want to know how many global pandemics we've had since World War II? That would be several global pandemics. Oh, where was I? That's right, several global pandemics since World War II. And this parade has never had to be canceled before. Same with the MLB All-Star Game, by the way. I believe I talked about that yesterday on the sports episode. it was last canceled for World War II. Several pandemics since then, but no cancellations till now. People are pathetic. Kanye West ends 2020 presidential run just days after launch. Bid was not feasible, given West already missed the deadline to appear on the ballot in many states. Okay, that's a good reason. I think I saw something about how there was evidence that he might take votes away from Trump instead of Biden. But hey, 2024, you never know. Magic School Bus author Joanna Cole dies at age 75. Huh. Houston Texans wide receiver Kenny Stills, among 87 arrested on felony charges at Breonna Taylor protest outside the home of the Kentucky Attorney General. NBA player Jrue Holiday donating NBA restart salary of $5 million to Social Justice Fund. How about sending a little bit of that to all of the funerals of the tiny, tiny children who are dying at higher rates these days. Science and technology. Far-reaching Twitter hack infiltrates the accounts of Joe Biden, Kanye West, Elon Musk, and many others, urging users, Obama also, why would they not mention that? Many others urging users to join in a Bitcoin scam. The most widespread attack in Twitter history suggests a severe, yet-to-be-identified security loophole. Yeah, and they had control for hours. Twitter didn't get back control for hours, and that's pretty scary. Twitter needs to be dealt with. Twitter is a national security threat. Most detailed map of the cosmic microwave background backs up previous measurements, deepens the existing mystery around why the universe is expanding quicker than theory predicts. Read more about the CMB and the Big Bang. Does it have to do with momentum? Inertia? Researchers 3D print a working heart valve using live human heart cells. Advance expected to have a significant impact on studying heart disease, the leading cause of death for Americans. Didn't they already do that on Grey's Anatomy? Business and markets. Apple wins tax battle with European Union as court sides with company over $14.8 billion tax bill due to Ireland. Alphabet, Google, to invest $4.5 billion in geo platforms to expand internet access in India. Partnership will develop affordable smartphone. I just hope the Indian people are aware of Google's tendency to manipulate information, manipulate what you can see, what you can search. Amazon extends work from home policy to January. United Health, world's largest healthcare company, posts best quarter in company history as fewer patients visited hospitals, driving health insurance profits higher. American Airlines to send 25,000 employees furlough notices as panic continues to crush U.S. flight demand. Sad. Wonder how much a flight costs right now. Fewer patients visited hospitals, driving health insurance profits higher. Yeah, and then more of those patients are going to be dying in the coming year, probably, because they didn't go get their life-saving procedures or scans, preventative stuff. Politics and world affairs. Brad Parscale, demoted as Trump campaign manager, will be replaced by Bill Stepien, current deputy manager and former White House political director. Family of George Floyd announces lawsuit against the city of Minneapolis. Go away. What? That is so greedy. From GoFundMe alone, they have most likely netted over $1 million. And then there's all these celebrities offering to pay for stuff for his daughter, college, and stuff like that. What more do you want? God. He was not worth all of this. Unsealed police body camera footage revealed to the public. Unsealed police body camera footage revealed to the public. I'm guessing in relation to the George Floyd thing. City Council of Asheville, North Carolina backs reparations plan via investments. Okay, so they're like gonna get stock portfolios? But don't they have to prove that they deserve reparations? As in, like, they're actually descendants of slaves? And how many black people in Asheville, North Carolina are actually descendants of slaves? Because there are really very few in the whole country. White House finalizes rollback of parts of the National Environmental Policy Act. 50-year-old law requires the government to weigh a bevy of environmental concerns before approving infrastructure projects. Okie dokie. In depth. The most important organization you've never heard of. From Forbes. It's not quite at the level of James Bond's secretive MI6 research hub, but some of the projects overseen by MITRE Corp, like extracting physical fingerprints from social media sites, aren't that far off. Physical fingerprints from social media sites? I'm so confused by that. Now, a Freedom of Information Act request has shed light on the extent of the organization. Twitter has become the ultimate editor. From BarryWeiss.com. By Barry Weiss. Read the resignation letter from writer Barry Weiss, who left her job at the New York Times over what she alleges was harassment and discriminatory behavior by colleagues over pieces that ran counter to standard consensus in the newsroom. Editor's note, we've been covering the ongoing push and pull over what has been dubbed cancel culture. For an overview and reaction to the letter, see this piece from Tom Jones at the Poynter Institute. Shout out to you. Here's to all the guys who are taking care of themselves. A good starting point, your hair. Today, you can sign up for a free, discreet, online consultation with a physician to access the best hair loss treatment for you. If prescribed, you'll get Hims delivered right to your door with auto renewals, but you can cancel anytime. It's never been easier to treat hair loss for men, but also never as affordable. Hims offers a 90-day guarantee. If you aren't satisfied, not a penny wasted. Start a free visit today. Please support our sponsors. Etc. See the stunning shortlist for the year's best astronomy photos. College students say they'll stop partying if they can return to campus. Oh, that's cute. And sad. Banksy returns to London and gets promptly wiped off. Ha! From our partners, tired of being locked into expensive cellular contracts? This company offers flexible, crazy affordable plans tailored for each family member, all managed from one account starting from $5 a month. I remember I've clicked on that before to see what it was, but I don't remember the weird name. Tello. New expert guidance says men should limit themselves to 1 alcoholic drink per day. That's gonna be frowned on. Take a virtual tour of an Egyptian pharaoh's tomb. Sweet. Artist turns 1-star reviews of national parks into satirical posters. This amazing website lets you gaze out a random stranger's window. Science says you can't eat more than 84 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Science says that. So that chestnut dude has a short way to go. Clickbait. Someone is auctioning off life-size animatronic dinosaurs. Someone? Who is this someone? Is it Steven Spielberg? Probably not. History book. District of Columbia established as capital of U.S. 1790. Used to be New York. New York City, I believe. Rest in peace, former U.S. First Lady Mary Todd Lincoln, 1882. First successful atom bomb test, 1945. Apollo 11 launches with first astronauts who will walk on the moon, 1969. John F. Kennedy Jr. dies in plane crash, 1999. Mystery creates wonder, and wonder is the basis of man's desire to understand. Neil Armstrong. That's a good quote. And that's it. Thank you, and goodbye.